catch me howling at the moon.
What's up, ghosts? Jake here with the Moonlit Ghost. I just want to say thank you to everybody who has liked, subscribed, commented, and shared my videos, and it's honestly been so much fun researching and actually putting all this together. And what really motivates me is knowing that you guys are out there watching and enjoying what I'm making. And if you liked my last two videos, make sure to hit that like button right now because it helps a lot more than you think. I've got a great episode for you today, so make sure you watch it all the way through and don't miss a single moment. So without further ado, first of all, thanks everybody for all the birthday wishes. It was super cool. I just turned... hit those lights, I'll throw on some creepy music, and we can dive into this and start debunking, analyzing videos. Many people claim to have encounters with the other side, and sometimes they even catch these encounters on film. But amidst the flood of paranormal phenomena uploaded to the internet every day, an obvious question emerges. Is any of this real? With technology and video editing software becoming more advanced and readily available more than ever, it's becoming increasingly difficult to tell the difference between what's real and what's not. And unfortunately, ghosts are one of the easiest things to fake. That said, there are usually subtle clues that can give it away, and I'm going to do my best with the following 5 ghosts. Well, a certain breed of ghosts, if you will, known as shadow people. What are shadow people? Well, they're pretty much exactly what they sound like. They appear to be dark, featureless voids, oftentimes in the loose shape of a human, like a shadow inhabiting three-dimensional space, often seen in the corner of your eye while nodding off to sleep, paralyzing you in the middle of the night, or, as we're about to see, sometimes caught on film. In the Middle East, these things are known as jinns. The West calls them demons, but a more modern take elicits more of a sci-fi paradigm, calling these things interdimensional entities, or even time travelers with futuristic cloaking devices. Whatever they are, the more you research them, the more people you find who claim to have encounters with these things in one way or another. And to be clear, my intention isn't to promote wild speculation. In fact, I want you to be skeptical. That being said, it is my wholehearted belief that these things, whatever they are, really do exist. Number 1, hallway shade. This video is a little shocking at first. How would it be if you were walking down a hallway thinking that you were completely alone, only to be assaulted by a dark, shadowy figure? It would be horrific. However, if that was your friend, potentially wearing a green bodysuit, it might be hard not to laugh. Is that a smile? That kind of looks like a smile to me. I don't know, I might be reaching, but either way, this video is completely fake. It is a total hoax. And that is the reason I wanted to share this video first, because I wanted to try out my new debunked bin. Everybody give me a like if you haven't already for my new debunked bin. As you can see in there are all of the debunked files from previous video. And if you haven't seen that, check it out right here. It's linked in the video somewhere. Might be here. Oh, but who would spend the time to create like a fake ghost video like this? I'm glad you asked that, other me, because the answer is the same guy who would look into a camera and state unequivocally that he caught Santa Claus flying across the New York skyline.
So when I zoomed in on the image, all I seen was reindeer running, which was very, very surprising to me, and that's how the whole thing came about.
That's very interesting, but Paul, I need to ask you a very direct question. Is this video real or is it fake?
All right, so Bill, I know that you're trying to find out if the video is real or fake, but all I can tell you that it's a real video. I shot it myself, and if somebody would have gave it to me, then I would probably question it just like you do. And all I can say is that I'm giving you the straight footage directly from the camera. So as long as the camera doesn't have some crazy effect built into it that it puts Santa Claus flying across the sky, then all I can say the video is real.
Who also happens to own a toy company and maybe thought it would be a good idea to create a viral Halloween video to complement his viral Christmas video. For the sake of clarity, he did create the Halloween video first, and then he created the Christmas Santa Claus. But dude, I'm totally calling you out because everybody knows that Santa's reindeer are just a symbolic gesture harkening back to archaic forms of transportation, when he's really an interdimensional archangel capable of faster than light travel, spreading joy and happiness to all the good people of the world, and tormenting those who deny or make a mock of his subtle but very real existence in the hearts, minds, and blank spaces between our atoms. And that side of Santa is symbolized by charcoal. Oh my gosh. Santa? That said, there's more to debunk this than just dubious motives. That shadow on the wall right there, that is not a shadow of a shadow. That is a shadow of the person that was edited out in post. And at this frame right here, you'll notice that the guy being dragged, his leg slightly vanishes a little bit. This is not a product of his leg disappearing into an interdimensional void. That is a product of the hand or arm or some part of the person that was edited out coming in between his leg and the camera. This one is a certified hoax 100%. Moving on. Number 2, Airline Creeper. On October 29th, 2018, the New York Post posted this video to their YouTube channel. It was purportedly filmed by security guard Francisco Hernandez, who was searching a dark and grounded plane around 3 a.m. because he heard noises coming from its interior. What he found was truly frightening and left him fleeing the scene for his life. Take a look.
Verga. ¿Qué fue eso? No mames.
Other than a few quotes supposedly taken from Francisco himself, I can't seem to find a whole lot of information about this clip, but it's reported that this occurred in Mexico back in 2016. A lot of people have commented that it's just a trick of the light. A shadow being cast by the torch Francisco is shining down the fuselage. But this really doesn't seem to be the case. The shadow seems to move independent of Francisco's flashlight. That said, there is a window in that area, right there. There could be another light source coming from the exterior of the plane, shining in and creating this illusion. But again, if this were a trick of the light, you would think that his flashlight would interact with it somehow, but it just doesn't. If this were faked, I don't believe that another person was involved. It seems clear to me that nobody else was in that area of the plane. I believe it would have had to have been edited in after the fact. And it very well could have been faked, but I'm not looking to just say, oh, I could reproduce this, therefore it's fake. I'm looking for artifacts or other obvious tells that this video was manipulated. And to me, it doesn't seem like it was. And that's not even addressing motive. Usually there's some incentive to create a paranormal video like this. Case in point, hallway shade dude. But for this one, other than being picked up by a couple low-end news outlets, there isn't much here. I wouldn't think it would be in the best interest of a security guard to hoax a video like this on the job. But Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what security guards do for fun. Do you? Are you a security guard? Have you ever hoaxed a paranormal video? So, long story short, I'm not going to debunk this one, and I believe that this one is more genuine than the wobbler from my last video. If you haven't seen that one, check it out. And really quick regarding that one, I'm just not convinced of it, and so I'm actually demoting that one from a 3.5 to a 3. So this video, it could have been faked, but I don't see any obvious signs that it was until further information is observed, giving the Airline Creeper a 4. Please comment and let me know, what do you think about this? Should it be less than a 4? Should it be more? Or do you think it should be debunked? Lastly on this one, real or not, Francisco is using this encounter to promote spiritual side of things. He says that this encounter, though frightening, has caused him to believe in the afterlife. Number 3, Khalil. What you're about to see is the latest from YouTuber slash Jinn Chaser Ehab Kasmea. He has a channel that's been active since July 2018, and as of this November 2019, he has nearly 120 videos, all of which purport to show evidence for jinns. Ehab's channel has everything from poltergeist activity, that's doors slamming and other objects moving without an apparent cause, to detailed full body apparitions, to mirror captures, to full-on shadow people, to creepy kids and EVPs and disembodied voices, to just about everything you can imagine in your worst nightmares while investigating abandoned buildings in the Middle East. He chases after these things. He even claims that he is haunted by the spirit of a man named Khalil, whom he's captured on multiple occasions in mirrors standing right next to him. So who is Ehab? The man, the myth, the greatest paranormal investigator of all time? Who hunts exclusively through the Snapchat app, and to this day hasn't figured out how not to shoot in vertical mode. I think he's tried though a few times, and upon uploading it just didn't work out for him, so he just said forget it. Play the video.
لما أنت كنت معتم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Now, is this for real? The answer is unequivocally no, it's not. I am straight up calling this guy out, and I want to be clear as to why. First, I am all for urban exploration videos. It's exciting, you never know what you'll run into while documenting, and you can come up with some incredible shots, but oftentimes it is illegal and dangerous. And if you're an adult and are willing to accept those risks that come with it, then do it. It's fun, and I've done similar things. That said, Ehab is a total sham, and I hate to just be this blunt, but the reason I am is because so many people are legitimately singing his praises, that he is so brave and a jinn chaser, but it's not true at all. And not only is it a sham, but he is legitimately taking children into abandoned buildings. He has them run around, create mischief, and then acts scared on camera.
Bismillah, 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 Bismillah ar-Rahman. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله مين أنتي بسم الله أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات اسمعي أنا بطلت أعرف أحكي يا إخوان.
That is all the same girl in different videos, and there are dozens and dozens of more clips of shadowy figures throughout hours and hours and hours of YouTube videos, many of which are monetized. You are welcome, Ehab. Oh, and if you're not convinced, here's a gem. That is a boy who is also featured multiple times throughout his channel as a jinn who happens to be what is called rotoscoped in post-editing using software to create the illusion of him being a black demonic shadow child. Well, what about that part where the jinn appears behind him in a mirror? Oh, you mean this clip? clip that's nearly identical to this clip. And this one. And also that one. Man, Khalil really likes Ehab's right shoulder. Or could it just be that he holds his phone with his left hand and the flashlight with his right, and it is just a convenient angle to perpetuate a jump scare, which worked the first time, and it worked the second time, and apparently it just keeps working? Yeah. Okay, but that isn't all. He's got things moving by themselves, like this other clip. This Khalil Jinn really needed Ehab's right shoe. It's called Invisible Thread. Okay, but what about that full body apparition he caught, and that he ran towards it and it didn't have enough time to go hide if it was a real person? Oh, you mean this flesh and blood human being that despite all of the comments had plenty of time to hide before Ehab rounded the corner? But what about nope, sorry. Ehab is a total fraud. I mean, it is so bad that he can literally accidentally show one of his stooges hiding behind a couch and brush it off as a shadow being or a full-bodied apparition, and his people still just eat it up. Ehab, you are visually debunked. Number 4, Shadow Dude. Kent Bouris from the channel Ghosts of Carmel, Maine, claims to live in a haunted house and has used this haunting as a springboard to pursue his interest of being a bona fide paranormal investigator. And a particular entity he calls Shadow Dude likes to really get his heart racing once in a while. Take a look.
You gotta say something or do something. No, Mike. No.
While researching this, I really found myself wanting this channel to be genuine. And I think it's because he looks and sounds extremely sincere in his claims. But the more I watched, the more I became convinced that something was off. The reason I think it's sad is because I don't believe that he is just shallowly lying to get views. His comments are disabled on all of his videos, and none of them are monetized. It seems to me that Kent really does believe in the afterlife, and that he is doing a good deed by helping bring closure to lost spirits through his paranormal endeavors. But at the same time, it seems like he must be perpetuating a hoax. Let me explain. I'm just going to go over a few of the clips that Kent claims to have caught of Shadow Dude. This one is really bizarre. It looks like a jacket or something draped in the window, and you'd think at first that's all I would think it was, but then it like starts flailing, and I guess you could say that it's attached to strings or something like that, but it really, you play it frame by frame, it looks wily. I don't have like a great explanation for this one, but I do for his other clips. Let's move on from this one for now. This one, honestly, it looks like a jacket on like a mop or something like that. So the camera jerks, he moves the camera back and forth really quick, supposedly because he's scared. This frame right here, from here to here, there is the entity, and here it's gone. That is a pretty dramatic shift in where it appears the camera actually is, and I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive that this is a cut. The shadow entity is a lot closer to him in another clip. I believe that this is almost certainly a regular person standing there that has been rotoscoped, similar to Ehab's child, masking the outer shape of the entity, and that is created in After Effects or something similar. And using effect controls, the exposure is dropped to 0, underexposing the person standing there. And by doing so, all the details are lost, hence why you see a black void standing there. But in this frame, and I think this is what really gives it away, this frame right here, you can actually see where the mask did not cover the entire person, and you actually see a tan human hand on the bed, and that really gives it away. Then there's the rest of his evidence, which comes in the form of EVPs, or electronic voice phenomenon. And for me, out of all of the paranormal evidence, EVPs are the most suspect. I think Kent truly believes he is communicating with the dead, and in order to help convince others, he has hoaxed this shadow being in his bedroom. The ends justify the means. I think objectively there are enough lines of evidence to, unfortunately, debunk the ghosts of Carmel, Maine, but I'm not going to toss it in the bin like the other ones. Just putting that out there. Number 5. Black articulating mass. Finishing off this list is paranormal investigator and videographer Daniel Hobbitt's encounter in a Moore Park, California residency. Filmed in 1989, we can safely rule out modern video manipulation techniques, which, in a way, testify to some of its authenticity. What you're about to see comes from a documentary called Best Cases Ever: Ghosts Caught on Tape.
Once inside, Hobbitt said he felt that some force was directing him to an antique picture on the wall. The picture was a present from the husband's dead mother.
I was not alone. A black, transparent, shadowy mass of some sorts, of someone or something standing by the bed. I remember the look on the husband's face. He stands up and he's pointing at the television, shaking his head, going, "My God," he says, "that's exactly what I saw."
Hobbitt even caught the apparition reflected in a mirror. This shot persuades many top researchers that we are witnessing a real ghost on tape.
So what I want to point out is this clip doesn't appear to show much of this black articulating mass. It really only shows 2 angles. Both are not allowing the camera to swivel side to side much, and the primary thing that I want to point out is that this black articulating mass only appears to show up when he is zooming out. And you see that here, and then again in the mirror here. Initially, I think that this could indicate a defect in the camera. For whatever reason, there is a dark growing shadow when the camera zooms out, and he is exploiting this defect, attempting to play it off as a ghost. The point is made that because he caught this thing in a reflection in the mirror, it proves that this is genuine. However, the use of the mirror as further evidence isn't utilized to its maximum potential. The edge of the mirror doesn't cut it off or indicate that it is contained completely inside of the mirror at all. It would be a different story if the frame of the mirror cut the mass off so as to clearly show that it isn't being produced by the camera itself. But it doesn't cut it off, and in fact one could make the argument that it looks almost as if the articulating mass is even over or obscuring a part of the frame of the mirror itself, which would indicate that it is not genuinely being reflected in the mirror. And also, the camera right here moves to the right slightly. We also see the mass move to the right slightly. It's very subtle, but to me that would indicate that this is being produced by the camera, or at least not something genuinely being reflected in the mirror. Right? Well, that's what I thought, and I was about to dismiss this out of hand, except while I was playing around with this clip, I noticed this. It looks like this black mass is both in front and behind this lampshade, as if it's actually engulfing the lampshade in all 3 dimensions, just how they're saying it did. And I have no idea how you would do that with this type of video camera being used in the software available at the time, so I was baffled at this. I contacted an associate of mine who specializes in visual effects, and he pointed out that there was software at the time that could produce an effect like this, specifically Quantel's The Harry. However, it would have been very expensive to use, and it would have had to have been very well done. It appears that this black articulating mass is a part of the camera somehow as a defect, but also the mass appears behind the lampshade. So I am leaving this one up to you. Click here in the top right corner of the video and vote on whether you think this is real or not. And then give me your explanation in the comments below so we can work together and get to the bottom of this. So that is 5 shadow people caught on camera. I hope you enjoyed this and found it entertaining, and informational. Please let me know your overall thoughts in the comments so I can continue to make better videos for you to enjoy and to like and subscribe and to comment. It may not seem like a lot to you, but it actually means a lot to me. So thank you. If you have watched this far, you must have enjoyed this video, and if so, please consider also checking out my Patreon where you can further support the things that I do. Thank you, and remember, have a spooky evening. That was really stupid. I'm going to bed. Night, guys.